Hiring Hoosiers, an initiative from RTV6 that works to connect you to jobs, career development resources, training programs, and educational paths. So RTV6 is telling stories that focus on opening doors, growing skills, and finding new options for your job and your life. This is RTV6's Hiring Hoosiers Report. In the next decade, the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics estimates that technology-based jobs will see some big growth. But when it comes to females in the tech field, there are barriers to overcome. There's a challenge to get more women to become engineers. Ashley Gordon works on improving the next generation of battery power. Since 2014, she's been at the Battery Innovation Center in Newberry. She first spent a year in Australia focused on energy-related projects.
When I think of the word engineering, I think of problem solving and developing the next thing. So yeah, you could build a bridge, you could design a car, you could help construct the next airplane that could take you faster, abroad, overseas, around the world. The Virginia Tech graduate says at conferences, she's often among the few women in the room. That, she says, needs to change. As a young girl, she remembers her parents encouraging her to embrace engineering because she liked math. But she says more needs to be done to get more women into high-paying engineering jobs. I think getting introduced to what it means to be an engineer sooner. So whether it's taking tours of facilities like this one or other ones where they're designing and creating new things, or if it's having folks come in and do like the career day and really explaining, because I didn't get a lot of that growing up. I didn't always know what the kind of jobs were. And she has a simple message for those who question her role in the workplace. Where's your boss? Where's your manager? I'm like, I am the manager, so you talk to me. You talk to her. Local groups like Women and High Tech are committed to mentoring to increase the number of ladies in science-based fields. As I worked on the story you just saw, we wanted to know more about why some girls lose interest in science and technology and the effort to turn that tide. So I went one-on-one with Darcy Lee, the president of Women and High Tech.
Girls don't take as many risks as boys do, generally speaking. They test as well when it comes to science, technology, engineering, math, those sort of topics. But unfortunately, they don't have the same confidence. And sometimes it doesn't come easy right away. And so whereas, boys are encouraged more to take risks and to stick with things, and you'll be good at this, and this is a man's field, so you should be good at math kind of thing.
Listen, moms and dads are not going to want to hear this.
Okay.
Are you telling me that we're going to say that women are not allowed to take risks?
I would say girls aren't encouraged to take risks.
Why is that? Because
I think it's just this whole mindset of how boys are raised and how girls are raised. That there is a difference, and it's just more inherent in how we are raising our boys and girls, that boys are more encouraged to take risks than girls are. So in doing that and in taking those risks, they sort of have this more growth mindset. Let me see how this happens. My son always says, well, I did that because I wanted to see what would happen. And you try something and you fail, and you try something and you fail. And I think it's something that becomes ingrained in how they learn. And girls are a little bit different, whereas if they fail at something, they see it as a failure. And so there's that little bit of lack of confidence, that lack of people encouraging them to say, math is hard, but stick with it. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to get an A. You have to keep moving with it. You'll get better. It's that growth mindset of the longer you practice something, the better you get at it. I think one thing we don't do very well, generally speaking, is modeling, is giving children examples of people who are working in those careers and what those careers actually look like. I mean, it's kind of interesting to me that we have a show called Dirty Jobs, right? Where kids get to see what weird and gross jobs are, but kids don't know what a chemical engineer is. They don't know what a computer engineer is. They don't necessarily know what a chemist does every day, or what a civil engineer does every day, or what it means to work in a SaaS company. They don't even know what that term means, right? So,
what does it mean?
Software as a service.
Okay.
It's really big here in Indianapolis. Indianapolis, and it's a great career choice for young kids going into tech. If you hear that your kid's having a career day at school and you're like, I don't really have time, or I can't go, or I don't know if my job's the best one to show, but I have a friend who's a chemical engineer. I think we need to get younger kids exposure, especially girls, to women who are doing these types of jobs so they know it's an option.
Darcy Lee, thank you so much. For a closer look at how women are working to overcome employment barriers in the science and tech fields, head to our website, hiringhoosiers.com, and find this story. Tomorrow, our Hiring Hoosiers coverage, it continues. You may know them for their all-star breakfast and their bacon, but you may also have you thought about starting a career with Waffle House. The opportunities available right now at 17 of their locations. So excited about the bacon. I'm adding a restaurant. That's tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. on Good Morning Indiana. 17 locations. Tonight's national unemployment report threw some experts really for a big loop. The report says that 239,000 people nationwide filed for unemployment last week. And that's up from the week before, more than economists expected. They say that this is still the result of the partial government shutdown. Today's report also had 4-week unemployment average, which is a more stable report to go by. Unemployment nationally was up. That report as well says to the highest level in a year. A separate report that came out today showed that December retail sales fell the most in 9 years. Seeking a training program or making a career change could be made much easier, get this, if you build your own team. Let's check in right now with your Hiring Hoosiers career coach.
Well, maybe the first thing that I would tell a student of ours is to make sure that they have a good, strong support system. That support can come from family, from friends, from their employer, definitely us here at C9. And we make sure that they know that we're here and in their corner. But if you're going to start something new, like a job training class, you know, you're adding something into your life that is already, you know, hectic. We're adults. It's different than being a high school student now. So, you know, we talk about being able to, you know, rely on others to help them through this process. And number 2, confidence. If your well of, you know, confidence is dry, which can happen, you know, you can reach out to people who have helped you in the past, that believe in you, and you can draw on their reserves to help get you through. It's so important to tell your employer that you are attempting this. One, it's going to look great. You're going after something, but then you've also asked for their support. And so it's not a surprise, or, you know, if something were to come up, they would be there to have your back.
Jill, thank you so much. And by the way, Central 9 still has room to help the nearly 500 million Hoosiers without a high school diploma right now get one for free. Details on that on our website, hiringhoosiers.com. You're watching the Hiring Hoosiers Nightly Report, only on RTV6.
Boy Furniture Galleries. Live life comfortably.
A group known for making a difference in Indy and around the world opened its doors to Hiring Hoosiers. It was an honor to speak at the Rotary Club of Indianapolis. We had a chance to share with them how to connect with our project. The Rotary Club is made up of 300 people committed to service projects around Indiana. Kevin.
Very nice.